And we're joined by Coach Rod Carey from Temple. The Owls are 6-3 overall, 3-2 in the American Athletic Conference. Temple was in action this past Thursday at USF. Temple won the game 17-7. Owls are back in action at Lincoln Financial Field this Saturday. They'll be facing Tulane for a noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central Time start on ESPNU. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you just get your thoughts on the win against USF, please, and what you expect to see as you're back at home on Saturday to face the Green Wave. Do we have Coach Carey?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Thanks, Coach. We just did your intro. We just get your thoughts on the win against USF, and we expect to see as you're back at home Saturday to face Tulane, please.
Yeah. Obviously, anytime you can go on the road and get a conference win, that's a good thing. Certainly was a hard-fought game, and was a one-possession game for most of the game there. And we stretched out to a 2 and then came back to a 1. So, really proud of our guys, the way they played, the way they responded coming off of 2 weeks right there. And certainly happy with the outcome. A lot of things to clean up, not perfect. Got to get back to some fundamentals here, and we have already this week. And obviously Tulane is a really good football team, and I got a lot of respect for them. They play the game the right way, and it'll certainly be a complete challenge in all three phases.
We'll take questions for Coach Carey, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
We take the first question from Mark Narducci from Philadelphia Inquirer. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Rod. I was just trying to see if I could get an update on Vincent Potosi after he was injured in the game the other night.
Yep, he is done for the year. He is having surgery as we speak on a lower body injury.
Will Leon Pinto move into that spot?
Wide open, Mark. We're going to have a wide open competition to see. Yep. There are a bunch of suspects out there. We'll see who gets it.
That's a tough blow, isn't it? He had played really well for you, Vincent.
Yeah, he's a good football player. And, certainly feel awful for him. Just a bad deal, got rolled up on, but he'll come back. That's the good news. And he's a junior, so he has next year yet. So we'll help him through this part, and then we'll get these other guys going too.
Thank you.
You bet, Mark.
Next question comes from Dan Tortora from wakeupcalldt.com. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I know that obviously this is your first season with Temple, but a lot, there's guys on this team that have gone through numerous coaching changes, yet they've always found a way to have success. Just what you can say about the guys that you have in your room and some of those guys that have gone through so much change collegiately, yet they find a way to always get it done.
Yeah, well, I've said this a bunch since I took the job. When I first came into the first team meeting, this was a very bonded team because of the adversity they had been through with all the coaching changes. And I didn't view that as a threatening thing to me. I viewed that as a strength of this team. And so we really fostered into that and really nurtured that. And, it's a player-led team. Obviously, we point them in the direction, and, we're going to keep pointing them in the right direction and help scooch them every once in a while. But we go as our leadership, and we're blessed to have good leadership, certainly. And, so it's been through a lot, but they're a bonded team.
And then as far as, I've asked you about the conference coming into it now with 4 teams that are, have one loss at this point ranked in the top 25. And then, teams like yourself that are bowl eligible, more than half the conference will be going to a bowl game this year. Just what you're seeing from the level of competition as now you've been through, obviously, a variety of games in the American.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I thought the league was good beforehand, and I think the league is good as we're going through it as well. To me, I haven't stepped back and thought too much about how many teams are ranked or how many teams won loss. Just kind of dealing with ours. We played a lot of good football teams. All of them in the conference have been good, and this is another one in Tulane.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this week.
Hey, appreciate it.
Next question comes from John DeCarlo from owlscoop.com. Please go ahead.
Hey, Rod, how you doing?
Good, man. You?
Good. I know you mentioned Isaiah Graham-Mobley's also out for the year. Wanted to ask you about the statuses of Raymond Davis and Benny Walls and how they're progressing with their injuries and whether you might have them on Saturday.
I'm hopeful for Ray, and I'm cautiously, let's say cautiously pessimistic about Benny. How about that? I bet you haven't heard someone say that before, have you?
That is a new one. What do you mean by cautiously pessimistic?
I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but maybe he could, you know.
Question about Isaiah.
I just thought of that one off the top of my head, John. I thought that was pretty good. You didn't even laugh at it.
That's good for a Monday, 12:25. That's good.
I like.
Wanted to ask you about Isaiah Wright. I know he didn't have any snaps on offense. I think you said after the game that he got outworked in receiver competition. What went into that, and where is he right now in terms of heading into Saturday's game?
Well, the way he moved around today and practiced today, I think his body certainly feels better, and you know, he's in there competing, and you know, I would expect him to, you know, earn it this week and get back out there. I mean, he's a good football player, and we like using him, so that would be my hope and the expectation.
So was it more injury related on Thursday, or did you just kind of get outworked?
There's a lot of competition out there, John, a lot. And, you know, I think the combination of maybe how his body was feeling and how he worked in practice, the combination of that led to, you know, that last Thursday. And so it's probably a combination of both this week as well going forward. So I wouldn't point to one thing. I think it's just that's a good room we got at wide receiver, and there's a lot of good football players.
Okay. Thanks, Rod. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Next question comes from Donald Hunt from Philadelphia Tribune. Please go ahead.
Yes, Coach Carey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Okay. Listen, give me your thoughts on Quincey Boucher, who had a monster game against USF.
Yeah, he was. He did. He had a great game. Was really happy with how he responded. You know, coming off of an injury where he played a little bit of UCF but barely practiced and really not himself, and really came back and executed at a high level. And he was really upset with himself at halftime because he thought he should have had more, and he was actually a little upset with himself after the game because he thought should have thought he had more, and he had opportunity to, but give them credit. You know, they're good athletes over there too. So really happy for him though. Yeah.
Now, what was his injury? UCF that slowed him down.
Yeah, he was out the previous week with you know, a head injury, so he's back now though.
Okay, and now give me your thoughts on being bowl eligible and also Tulane. I mean, you know, because that's a really good team that's coming into the link.
No question, it's a good team. Well, listen, we're happy to be bowl eligible. It's certainly a goal of ours every year. It's not the only goal, but it's one we could accomplish last week, and we did. Tulane is a heck of a ball club. Coach has built it the right way in his time there. You know, they are dynamic on defense. They pound the ball on offense and have good playmakers on offense and are very good in the kicking game. And it is, from my view, it's built the right way, and have a lot of respect for that.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
You bet.
And we can take one more for Coach Carey, please.
The last question comes from Sean Pastor from Owls Daily. Please go ahead.
Hey, Rod. So, you know, we're in this last, like a 3-game window here. I was curious if I'm going to speculate, hey, Randall Jones could probably fit into the mix this week, or whether there might be any other guys who haven't played who could suddenly, you know, you got that with the redshirt rule, you can now work guys in here late, but particularly Randall.
Are you speculating, or are you asking me to speculate?
Well, I'm asking if I speculate, would that be pretty good speculation on my part?
I'm not going to confirm nor deny your speculation. How about that?
Okay. The other item, just, it looked like, correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like on Thursday night you really shortened the rotation at corner. I don't know if I saw, it seemed like Hand and Braswell were out there pretty much all the time. Was that by design, and have those two guys, separated themselves a little bit from a crowded, group?
Well, you're right. They did. They got the lion's share of the work, but Mace and Freddie were certainly out there as well. So I think it was more game flow than anything, Sean, more than a plan or something going into it. Is more game flow.
Okay, thanks.
Coach, thanks as always for your time today. We look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.